Welcome to a review of a BMW 3 Series. This is the 2012 to the 2017 model. The one I'm reviewing here is a 2014 car. It's a 316 1.6 petrol. It's the SE Sport spec, so it's middle of the range. So you got the SE, and then you got the M Sport, which has slightly more aggressive bumper and bigger alloy wheels, etc. Let's have a look anyway. Doesn't it look lovely? I think this car looks great at every angle. Perhaps it looks better at the front with the M Sport front bumper, but nonetheless, this is a car that's got nice aggressive looks, but not too loutish. It has that executive class to it at the same time. So when it comes towards you, you know, it's got that aggressive look, but not one where you think, you know, it's a lager lout, but more an executive. But then again, you know, people don't like BMW drivers, do they? In this particular model, you can see it's got halogen lights there. There are the others that come with the angel eyes, which really sets it off nicely. And if I were you, I'd choose ones that have that, because it just looks so nice. It's a shame this doesn't have it. If we look at the lines, the proportions are great. It's got that sporty stance to the vehicle, and I just love how the headlights blend into the grille there, and you got all these lines, creases that not only make it look aggressive, but they serve an aerodynamic purpose. So if you see these lines there, they all blend in, and you got even that little kink on the mirror there, just here, look, just to help with the wind noise. You look at the side profile, looks lovely. I think this is the best colour combo. You got the black with a cream leather interior. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? All the proportions are right. And I just love how the wheel arch goes out like that at the back, just to give it that look. I think from the rear here it looks the best, doesn't it? So yeah, it's a lovely looking car. Let's look at the rear. So rear space wise, as you can see, it's rare to find these with leather, by the way. Most of them are cloth, so try and opt for leather. The seat bolsters are long, so they're nice and supportive for long journeys. It's best really for two adults. 3 you can squeeze in, but as you can see, as like other cars in this range, it's got a huge hump in the middle there for the drive shafts and 4-wheel drive systems. Good leg space, decent enough space underneath if you need. Headroom is fine. If you're over 6 foot, it will be a little bit tight, but otherwise it's nice, and you can get 3 kids in very easily. Got the Isofix here, they're hidden discreetly, so you got 2 Isofix. And what I like is with this armrest, they've put nice covers on there, so you can actually use it as an armrest and not get your elbow stuck in there like in a lot of cars in this class. But yeah, look at that, it looks lovely, and the plastics are of the highest quality, even down to the satin finish there of the door handle. It's fantastic. Let's look at the driver's side of things. Look at that, nice. The seats on these in the SE, they are very comfortable, but the seat bases here are not adjustable, so you want the sports version. M Sport seats, the bucket seats with nice, more supportive bolsters on the side, and the front is adjusting, so it helps with the under thigh support. These seats I find are comfortable, but they don't go far enough out for someone like me to get the under thigh support. So anyone under 5'5", they'll be alright, but if you're above 5'5", you really do need the sports seats. These will do, but if you're doing long motorway journeys, they're going to be tough. And BMW are a bit stingy. Look, you've got manual adjusting seats there, but it's not the end of the world. Got front and electric windows, electric mirrors, but again a bit of stinginess. They're not electric folding, they're optional extra. In terms of the overall ambience and interior quality, the highest quality materials all around. This car's done 95,000 miles, but look at the quality. You wouldn't know it. It wears very well. These BMWs, they do very good interiors, don't they? And I like how this is integrated into the dashboard there, the screen. It's not plonked on like you see in the Mercedes of that era. Maybe the Mercedes has a better design of interior, but the quality, there's a day and night difference. The quality of materials here are the best. I mean, it even beats the Audis of the time. I mean, current day Audis 2020, if you see, it's hard plastics galore, but BMW have kept up their quality. Even the light, ambient lighting there is really has a an air of quality about it. Fantastic. It's really nice to be in here. Let's have a little drive of it. So for a car with such a small engine, it's rather pokey. Keeps up with the sporting pretensions of BMW, obviously. But yeah, it's surprisingly pokey considering how small it is. Obviously, if you've driven the 2 litres and 3 litres, you can feel the difference, but this is plenty powerful enough. And in terms of driving dynamics, being the Sport, it's got the nice, softer, more compliant springs. So when you go over the humps and bumps, it absorbs it very well, and you don't feel it on the small of your back like you can do with the M Sport edition of these vehicles, because the suspension is that bit harder. So that's quite nice, and the slightly higher profile tyres do a great job of also absorbing those imperfections on our notorious British roads, especially in London, full of potholes. But yeah, it's holds its own very well. Even in the ruts, etc., it behaves very well. It doesn't jitter too much. In terms of the responsiveness, you got nice, good responsive steering, not overly heavy, but there's a little bit of heaviness to it, a weight to it, so that you know exactly which way you're turning. There is that connection to the road. And overall visibility is great. Feels special to be inside this car, and I love the contrasting cream interior. The seats, the bolsters don't go out as much as the M Sport ones, because the front bit there isn't adjustable. So that's the only drawback for those longer motorway journeys. But other than that, they're compliant, it's comfortable, it's responsive. All round, a nice, enjoyable car to drive this. Very good indeed. Let's go for a final review. Okay, so we've driven the car, nice, as you'd expect from a BMW, nice sporty drive. And this being the SE, it's comfortable as well, so you want to try and get the SE spec vehicle if you want comfort. But the M Sport, it lowers the ride, stiffens the suspension, just looks a lot more aggressive, and it does look better, but you do have to bear in mind that the ride will be harder because of the lower profile tyres as well. So if you want comfort and you want it to still look quite sporty, this is it. And like I said, this is my favourite combo, black with cream leather interior and the rear windows tinted there, just sets it off nicely. Are these cars reliable? Well, these are BMW's executive cars, are always gonna cost a little bit more than your general Ford Focuses and your VW Golfs or Passats to maintain. So if you're gonna go for an executive car, you got to realize that they're gonna cost a little bit more to maintain than your standard cars, but that's the case for all of them, Mercedes, Audi, etc. Other than that, they're generally solid cars. The 1.6, for example, does have issues with the engine oil pressure and the timing chain guides going. On this particular one, that's exactly what's happened, and I've had to fork out £1,700 at the main dealer to get the timing chain, the guides changed, and also the engine oil pressure pump and sensors changed. So do bear that in mind. But this car's done 95,000 miles, and up until that point all it's needed was regular maintenance. So reliability wise, they're not that bad. you just get a lot of electrical niggles with these cars. That's the only thing, so do bear that in mind. But in the executive class, if reliability is your thing, then you have to go get the Lexus. Otherwise, the BMW, Mercedes, Audi, they're all about the same reliability wise. Not one isn't better than the other. The pick of the range for this 3 Series, I'd say opt for the 320D. Very fuel economic and good in the old road tax. But other than that, anything will do. It just depends on what you want, really. I mean, if you want the sporty pretensions, then get the M Sport or M3. But for your everyday run of the mill, get the 320, either the diesel or the petrol, and that should be that. I mean, this 316 compared to the others in the range can feel a bit asthmatic, and because it's a 3-cylinder, it can sound a bit rough on startup. But yeah, it's economical. It's a lower insurance, so it takes a choice really. But I really do like the look of this car. What would I choose? This one, the C-Class or the A4? I mean, if I wanted a sporty drive, then I would opt for this car. It's nice, sporty looking, and it's responsive. But if you want something, because every time I'm in a BMW like this, I want to drive it, you know, a little bit more aggressively, and yeah, so that's what it makes you do. But when I'm in a C-Class, I just want to relax, chill out, and get to where I'm going. So it just depends. It takes a choice. And overall, though, I would say if I were to choose, would I choose this? If you want a sporting drive, yes, I'd recommend it with really good quality interior on this one. But overall, I think for me personally, I would get the Lexus because it's as comfortable. Unfortunately, it's not as nice driver focused as the BMW, but the interior quality is good and the reliability is second to none. So for me, I would get the Lexus, but I wouldn't discourage you from getting a BMW like this. Well, the things I would point out though is that these are very popular, so there's plenty about. So what I would do is be picky. You must get one with full service history. Do not scrimp on that. I can't stress it enough. You must get one with full service history. If it doesn't have it, walk away. There's plenty more out there, and try and get one with leather interior. You'll get your money back when you come to Saloon. It's well worth it. I just don't like them with a cloth interior. And yeah, and if you want, I'd say try and get the S Sport model, because then it looks nice, as you can see, but has comfortable ride on them. And these BMWs come as standard with run flat tyres, but what a lot of owners do, like this one, is they change it to standard tyres. Not only is it cheaper, but it makes the ride a little bit more comfortable. The only downside is then there's no space for a spare wheel, so you have to make sure you got AA cover and you got a tyre pump in the boot. Otherwise, that's it. So, hope you like that review, everyone. Do like and subscribe, and see you soon for the next one. Bye bye.